I didn't show anything specific yet, but it's better to already be on the right screen for when I'm going to start showing the different places where you see the public library. So what I was saying, it allows basically advisors to consult and view and use the templates of tour operators. And by giving that access, they can save an enormous amount of time. And they don't necessarily need to ask you to maybe collaborate on an itinerary. So they would need you to manually insert your template into an itinerary of theirs. So they still need to wait for your action of the tour operator. And as well, they can simply serve the library by getting inspired by some of the templates and put them in proposals or in some trips just to present to their travelers. And that, again, without needing to go on the tour operator website, without needing to ask the tour operator by email and waiting for a response. So it's very an off-the-shelf type of service. I'll show you here how it works, how it displays to the advisor's point of view. And then I'll explain you how it works from the tour operator point of view, what is different in their account when the feature is turned on. Okay, so now in this account, let's suppose I am an advisor, okay, a travel agent. So forget about the name here of the demo user to operator. I would be a user advisor. So to see the public library, you would click in the library section on the top tab. And here on the right, you see the public library section. So by default, when you enter the library, you are in your own organization library. Okay, so if you click on any of those sections, you would see only the templates that belong to your organization. But if you click here to open the drop-down menu, this is where we have our participating public library vendors, DMCs mainly, and tour operators. And we keep adding more and more every month. So here, the company, the tour operator, can be selected. And when it's selected, now simply by having selected the tour operator, you are now in their library for whatever the tour operator set as public. Okay, you're not all of a sudden you can see all of their templates of everything they use in their organization, but you see what they have set to be public. So I have a text explaining about the company, and whatever the company wants to put there, it's totally free for them to decide what type of information they want to put. And also the name, they can make it, you can make it different, right? It could be Titanium Tours, and this can be different from your organization name in AXUS in case for some reason you want that to be different. And then inside here, if I click in the generic templates, for example, I can see the templates of Titanium Tours. So I could click to view one of their sample. And that's a web view, as you're familiar with AXUS. It's our web version. So you can pass on, for example, this itinerary template to travelers directly without necessarily put it in your account yet. But by doing that, you have some sort of a white labeled format, right? You have the default AXUS green in the proposal. You won't have any branding per se. Okay. But you can still consult it to see if you like it, and if you'd like something you'd like to use. And as well, you can decide to create an itinerary from the template. And when you do that, you're basically bringing this template of Titanium Tours inside your own account. And by doing that, you're now gonna have the branding of your company on it, and you can decide to add different bookings to it, right? You can remove, you can edit at will, basically. And if you click on the web version now that is inside of your account that you have created an itinerary from the template, now you see that it has the branding of your company. Okay, so this is the how it works for itinerary templates. If I go back to the library and, for example, select again Titanium Tours, you also can pick some of their individual component templates. So if I go in their tours, for example, I can see here all the tours that Titanium Tours set as public, and I can decide to view what's the tour, right? Okay. In the frame of what AXUS is. Here you cannot edit it because it's from the library of Titanium. It's more mirroring what they have there. But know that you can also here add those tours to a specific itinerary of yours. So that's also very powerful. So you say, I surfed their tours and a client going to Marbella, and I have a Marbella itinerary, so I could basically choose one of my itineraries. Now I don't have any Marbella in my account, but if I have Rio, for example, I think I have a Rio itinerary, I could decide to bring that to one of my trip. And here you can also decide to add to a template, to an itinerary template you have in your library. Okay, so you have the two different options. So this is how the visibility of the public library vendors is inside the library section. Now, if I go in an itinerary, a specific itinerary, I'll show you a different way you can consult and bring and search for the public library vendor templates. So say I'm an advisor, I'm inside an itinerary, and I would like to insert some tour. And now I would like to search also on the templates from the public library, because you know here, if you simply search without clicking here, it would bring templates from your own library. So if you want to include our vendor templates, you come here and say you type Barcelona, and then you'd see all the different templates you have for Barcelona. Like Titanium has many. If you put Rio de Janeiro, you would have some options here from Matuete, that is a participating vendor of the public library. And then if I select one of their templates, it would bring exactly the image and the description as Matuete put it in their library. Okay, and then you can save it and basically edit as you will and use it in your itineraries. So that's kind of the power of the public library for the advisor. AXUS represents a large network today, where I have about 5,000 travel advisors that use AXUS. They don't use it as much in these days, but they still use it a lot to build those proposals, the future trip, those dream samples. But anyway, it's part of the operations and the day-to-day routine of the advisor. So it's a way that that the operator can easily reach out a large audience of advisors and basically get more known of their services and the type of services and hotels or experiences they offer. Now, how it works from the tour operator, right? So for the tour operators that are interested, they reach out to us, and I'll put here my email in the chat. So it's Bruno@AXUSTravelApp.com. So you can write to me and we'll tell you how it works to become a public library vendor. And once you're enabled to be a public library vendor, you will see now that you're going to have only one difference in your library on how to set your template from private to public. Okay, that will be the only difference. So now I'm inside a tour operator account that is set as public library vendor. So if I go in the library, you will see now I'm inside my library, and if I go in the generate templates or any individual components, you have this new column here that likely you haven't seen before. So this new column here is what set a template to be public and then be able to display on the library section of the advisors and also to be searched on inside their itineraries. So by default, when we turn you public library vendor, it will all be private, okay? And then they're gonna be like this. So when the icon is like this, it is private. And then you're gonna individually mark the ones that you like to be public. And that's mainly it. To show you maybe in one that has mainly private ones, if I go into tours, for example, in this account, I think there are only a few tours. You see they're all private per default, and then you can decide I'd like this store to be public, and then I click on it, and then therefore the advisors are able to search on. Something else that you will have to set when you're a tour operator or a DMC vendor, it will be the text and the name of your company that appears when the advisors search on public library vendors. So you would have this new tab that maybe you don't have. And then you would click to edit your own organization. So you would see here your organization, you would click on edit. And basically here you have the public library partner section that would be new to this screen for you. And here you could change the name to be something else. By default, we're going to take the name as you have it in your AXUS account all across the board. And here the description. This is how you can put the description here. And this is what it will display on the advisor side when they're going to select your company from the drop-down menu here. Okay. So this is basically how the public library works, also from the point of view of tour operators. Again, this is a service that is an add-on product. It's not available for everyone. We have a price annual on it per year, but in those moments we're offering some special conditions. So that's why I would rather have you reach out to us, and we can talk of those special conditions that can be offered right now because of basically the coronavirus and the down moments we're living in our industry. Okay, I'll stop the recording, and anyone who has